Hey everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bryant. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you guys for all the comments and the emails. I appreciate you guys. So today I wanted to talk about why are some of the reasons, not all of the reasons, but just a few reasons as to why narcissists may go silent on you. Well, you have to remember that the narcissist is not what they portray themselves to be. So this grandiosity that they have, or this show of this high esteem or big ego, that is totally opposite than what they really are. They're really pretty weak on the inside, pretty broken people. They're chaotic on the inside, full of anxiety, full of fear of rejection. You know, their fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, a lot of that is inside of them. They're wounded individuals. And so in order to protect themselves, they build this facade to protect themselves. If I'm really hurt, you know, think about it when a narcissist has been growing up. So either they were in a home with a narcissistic parent, something happened to them, they were hurt, they were abused, but, you know, wherever they were hurt at, you know, they have a low self-esteem, they have low self-worth, you know, they're in fear that they may be rejected, no one will like them, they have a fear of, so it may be something about them that they notice is good. They may be very smart, so they develop into the cerebral narcissist. They may have been very attractive, a very attractive child, you know, so they honed in, and everyone, so that's what they honed in on, because that's where they got the most fuel from, was the fact that people admired them and thought they were pretty, they were talented, they had beautiful voice, they had a, you know, they were able to act, you know, recreate characters. So whatever it is that, you know, and most people do have good attributes, and a narcissist, you know, unfortunately for some of us, we have to admit they do have great attributes. Some of them are very attractive, some of them are very talented. You have Hollywood and the music industry, the movie industry, you know, filled with narcissists. They're excellent actors, you know, and a lot of us run to the movies to go watch the actors because they're excellent actors. They're wonderful. But in their personal life, they're tormented, and they torment the people that are around them. And so now keep this in mind, with that in mind. Does that sound right? Keep this in mind, that you're dealing with an individual that has created a facade to protect themselves, and they've highlighted, you know, these attributes, or they have created this unrealistic attributes about themselves that they want people to admire, because this is where they get their fuel. And so this is where they get fuel from people. When people admire them, you know, think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know, this is the narcissist, okay? So now, one of the reasons, or possible reasons why a narcissist can go silent on you, is because you caused a narcissistic injury. So when you've caused a narcissistic injury, the problem that we run into is that a lot of times you're already anxious. They keep you in an anxiety-ridden atmosphere. They keep you in fear all the time. They keep you, you know, they keep you under their thumb, meaning that, you know, they saw you, you're beautiful, you're attractive, you're smart, you're this, you're that, and everything that they idealized about you now has become, you know, a weapon against you. Everything that was great about you now, they hate about you, because that's not what they have. That is not what they are. You may genuinely have been a very confident individual. They're not. They created a facade that they're confident. So they hate that about you because of the fact that that's not them. Some of them even hate, for example, I just had a conversation with someone, and I was talking about the fact that this one narcissist is always going into relationships with women to have children. But the problem that he has is he'll idolize the girls, but he really abuses the boys. And I said, you know, it sounds like, because I know a little history about this particular narcissist, and I said, it sounds like this narcissist is chasing after the innocence in this child, because he was robbed of his innocence. He goes after the innocence in the child. He hates the fact that this child is innocent, you know, unflawed, and nothing has happened to them. And that's not the case in this narcissist's life. And so he has a problem with male children, and he attacks them in their youth, and is usually around the age at which he was molested. And so he goes after these little boys. So now, think about it. So having said all that again, and I'll get to the point. I got you, I heard you. Anyway, but the point is that you may get the silent treatment because you've caused a narcissistic injury, right? Now, if you've caused a narcissistic injury and they go silent, say you're not together and they go silent. Number one, they've already gotten to know you. So they know your weaknesses, they know that you're anxious, they know that you're angry, and you're all over the place, and you're gonna make some decisions, or you're gonna do things out of reaction, that you've caused a narcissistic injury that causes them to back up for a minute, because now they're coming back at you. They're going to figure out a plan. Remember, they're playing chess in their head. And so what they do is they create this game in their head, because they got to get you back. Yeah, they went silent, but they got to get you back. So they're beside themselves right now because you got them. Whatever it was you did, but you probably did it by accident. Who knows? You may have done it by accident, and you're all over the place now. Remember? So they're coming up with a game plan. And so what they do is they assume that you never change, that you're always the same. And so they already know your habits. They know how you think. And so they predict everything that you're going to do because they've got in common with you. They know you. And so if I do this, this is what he'll do. And when he does this or when she does this, this is what I'm going to do. And this is how it's going to end up. And this is how I'm going to win. They're strategic. And so when you have a strategic narcissist, and see, you have the over and you have the mid-range narcissist, most of them are angry and they may come up with plans. The over one is just kind of, reactive. Everything that they do is impulsive. The mid-range still has some impulse problems, and when they make decisions or they do reactions, they make up a game plan based off of their emotions. So they're angry, so they're doing everything that they can. I'm gonna bombard them with this and I'm gonna do this. And so they don't think that you'll ever come out of where you've been. They never assume that you're gonna grow. They never assume that you might be smart. It's just that they really made you believe, and they actually convinced themselves that you're not as intelligent as they are. And a lot of you have found out that they're the dumbest, smartest people that you have ever met. They're just very manipulative, very cunning, very charismatic, and they know how to talk. Some of them know how to talk, not all of them, but they know how to talk. They know how to manipulate. They know how to get to people's emotions to get what they want, and so they assume that you will never ever change and wake up to yourself. So they come up with these plans, and a lot of them are kind of irrational. They're very strategic at what they're doing, but they never assume that you catch on and you're just equally as smart or smarter than they are. And so they come back, and then most of you say, it seems like they're always winning. Well, the problem with the always winning part is that they already know your reaction. They've studied you long enough, been with you long enough to know how you're going to react. So that means you have to change up your game plan. That means you have to stop being reactive. You have to change the way that you fight the narcissist. And the way that you fight the narcissist is not by fighting the narcissist. You have to outthink the narcissist. And outthinking the narcissist doesn't mean that you're attacking the narcissist or trying to get narcissists back, because they know that you're trying to get them back. That's fuel for them. And so you're trying to get them back, paying back for all the pain that they've caused them, when in actuality, what you need to do is step out of the game. You are no longer a part of the game. And then on top of that, everything that they do, you know what they're going to do. You're being taught on the videos. You know the things that narcissists are going to do. You know that they know your weaknesses, and they're going to use your weaknesses. And so you have to change the way that you react to them. You have to be non-reactive and responsive. You have to step back and think for a minute. I already know what they're going to do. They're creatures of habit. So they know you're a creature of habit until you change. They're not going to change. They're still creatures of habit. And when you go up the scale of narcissism, a greater narcissist who may be malignant as well, these guys right here know how to be strategic. They know how to be strategic, and they're strategic. They're able to take the emotions out, and they're strategic at what they do. Even the greater narcissists oftentimes do not think that there's anybody out there just as smart as they are. And they're not smart, they're cunning, they're manipulative, they're conniving. Some of them are very charismatic. Some of them are very scary, but they don't assume that anybody is at their level. So we say greater narcissist, but we make it seem like this greater narcissist is greater than anybody else, and this is a person that you're not going to be able to conquer. And it's not that you're conquering them. You get away from them. You disconnect them. Let them be in their own little anxiety-ridden, dysfunctional world by themselves. You don't have to be a part of that world. A wise person is not a person that's going to sit and fight with a narcissist, even a greater narcissist. You remove yourself from the equation. You fight with yourself. Unless, of course, you have children together, there is it. But it's hard because a lot of you have been emotionally connected. Well, of course, you got a soul tie. That's what we call a soul tie. But you guys have been emotionally connected, and the disconnect from that emotion is what is so painful, because of the fact that you're addicted to the narcissist. Yes, you are addicted to the narcissist. They have become a drug. The narcissist is addicted to fuel, and you are addicted to the narcissist. The narcissist is the drug. You see what I mean? The drug to the narcissist is the fuel. Now, another reason why, and this is just one of many different reasons. That this is not, the all in all. I'm just giving you some opinions and some things that I've seen. Another reason, of course, most of us know that when you get the silent treatment, they're trying to pull in a new supply. And so you have to remember that a narcissist is all about getting fuel. they fuel themselves up. They have to get not condolences. They have to get accolades. They have to get, excuse me, you're the greatest person on the earth. You're the greatest person in the world. They need that to fuel their self-esteem, to make them be functional during the day. If they don't get it during the day, they have to find it somewhere. They have to get that fuel. It's like a shot that they need, like a methamphetamine, that high. Well, I don't know. That's a good idea. That's a crazy high. A crack or cocaine high. They need that high. I've never done any of the drugs, but I'm just making an assumption. But they need that high. They need that to get themselves going. Somebody has to compliment them. So they go look, even if it is driving around or wearing jewelry or pretending like they're in a video or they look like a movie star, so they have to pretend like they're a movie star or act like, these are those somatic narcissists. They have to, or that cerebral has to be known as being the most intelligent. I need to do something to cause someone to give me a compliment or do something. This is their whole life. And so you have to remember, they're all about fuel. They have to be fuel. So they go look for supply to fuel them. When you get that, when they are silent and you don't hear anything, 9 times out of 10, they also could be, not 9 times out of 10, but they're also could be pulling in a new supply. When they're pulling in a new supply, that fuel that they have to have, they're giving that fuel out. Now, some supply is easy to pull in because they've always played this game. It makes it easy. So they'll look for those, just to fill themselves up. And they may be looking at a supply that's taking a little longer and is becoming a little more complex and is a little harder to pull in. So they need copious amount of fuel to give out to that new supply to pull them in. But at the same time, they may have another supply that gives them copious amounts of fuel because it's easy to pull them in. So they'll go back and forth to these gas stations, basically gas stations, to fuel themselves up, to give this fuel out, to pull this supply in, because that supply, once I get this supply, I can get a lot of fuel from this supply. It's all about filling themselves up with with fuel. And then the other reasons why they go silent. You could be in a relationship, they give you the silent treatment. If they give you the silent treatment, you're being punished. But because you will not do what they're wanting you to do. They can't control you, and your behavior is unacceptable, and I'm going to give you the silent treatment to punish you until you get back in line with what I want you to do. Now, in that meantime, don't think for a minute that they're not talking to someone. They've got to have fuel. So if they're not getting the fuel from you, they're getting the fuel from someone. Now, one of the things that I've said before, and same thing that my mentor said, not all narcissists cheat. Now, majority of you guys, I was just wondering if you cheat. Some of y'all narcissists, you guys know he's cheating or she's cheating. She's cheating. And so a lot of them are promiscuous. A lot of them are cheaters. They're serial cheaters. That's what they do. But not all narcissists cheat. The way that they get fuel is the accolades, oh, you're so great, you're so wonderful, you're this, the mental, the appearance and everything, because certain positions or certain roles that they're playing requires them to be faithful to their spouse, or they have to play this role. So they play this role and they get fuel other ways. They get fuel other ways, but they're always going to get fuel. They're always going to get fuel from someone. They have to. That's how they survive. If you take fuel away from a narcissist can become suicidal, believe it or not. When you cut that fuel, you cut that gas line off, and they're not able. That's why a lot of times those aging narcissists, who don't age very well, look like a California raisin or prune, and they used to look like Beyonce or J-Lo or whoever you think is beautiful, Rihanna or Halle Berry, or whoever you think is Cindy Crawford, whoever you think are beautiful, or who is it, Brad Pitt, Morris Chestnut, all those people that you think are gorgeous, whoever, Matt Damon. I'm gonna keep going because I know some of you guys are already naming. You're right along with me naming people. All those people that are beautiful, imagine when that narcissist, they go from being beautiful, a beautiful swan, and all of a sudden they go to a California raisin, a garden gnome, a troll, Shrek. We can keep going, right? We can just keep on going. Or Piggly Wiggly, or whatever, right? But imagine they can't rely. They're so accustomed to being a somatic narcissist and being beautiful, they never think that they change. That's why you see, now some of you guys are laughing the other day when I said them old folks coming into the club. I don't mean the family reunions. I mean them old people coming in the club think they still cute, think they still sexy, and they're trying to talk to the young folks. And the young folks like, ew, you look like Shrek. Or remember when Donkey and Puss in Boots switched and you trying to give them the pretty eyes? And they're like, ew, shoot them. That's what they come in the club looking like. And so they think that they still have it. but then they notice that they're not getting supply like they used to. Now, in their mind, they're always going to think they're sexy now. That's not going to change. And most of you guys are thinking like, ew. Most of us think ew. But you know what? There are some people that actually fall for it too. And they think that they're handsome until they get away and those blinders come off and they realize what they were with. You become the Finona in his Shrek. We're looking at you and you mad at us. But we're going to wait till you come to your senses and show you a picture of you and him or you and her. But these are the aging narcissists, where they have to switch over, and sometimes they switch over to cerebral. But what if they can't switch over to cerebral? What if they don't have it to switch over to cerebral? They don't. And so a lot of them become very miserable. They become suicidal. They become very harsh. They become ugly, mean. I've seen them in my office, mean, hateful, just mean, just grumpy, just mean people. Just no matter who, they're just ugly to professionals, ugly because they don't have it no more. They're having no more. They're aging narcissists. So you have to remember that the silent treatment, or them going silent, oftentimes, and especially if you've caused an injury, and sometimes you don't realize you caused an injury. That's why you have to learn to calm down. You have to calm down and get your thoughts together before you react. You have to respond. They're waiting for you to react. That is your norm. You have to break your norm. You have to break the way that you react to the narcissist, because they're expecting it. They know you. They've studied your nature. They know what you're going to do. And so in their mind, you'll never, ever change. You'll always do the same thing. And what shocks them is when, now some of them go no contact. Well, some of them don't go no contact. Some of them give the silent treatment or stop talking to you because you have caused entirely too much narcissistic injury, or they realize there's nothing they're going to get from you. There's no matter how much they try, there's nothing they're going to get from you. You don't respond. You don't have anything to do with them. They can't even get a hello, because even a hello, how you doing, just checking on you, I'm good, thumbs up, to them, that's fuel. Some of you just, I don't want to give them anything. That's their world that they live in. You don't have to worry about it. You can give a thumbs up. If that gives you a little fuel, that's cool. Especially those of you that have kids. For some of you guys that don't have kids or have any investment with them, don't even give them a thumbs up. They should be blocked. There's no response, nothing. They can't get nothing from you. Sometimes the malignant ones will keep on coming. But some of them were actually like, I can't get anything from you, and it's causing me too much energy to pursue you, so I need to just go move elsewhere. So don't always think that a narcissist is more powerful than you. It's just that you have to get yourself together, your emotions together, and respond and not react. Narcissists know the game plan. You gave it to them a long time ago. Now you have to switch up. And by switching up means that you have to grow. You have to get wise. And these videos will help. So thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you go check out my mentor's YouTube channel. It is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper, and she will give you a perspective from a biblical, spiritual perspective about narcissist abuse. I usually bring it to you from a clinical mindset as a professional, and from experiential by watching people, having dealt with people in and out of cases, and even from my own life experiences. I bring you the information, and a lot of you can you guys can relate. There are other videos out there, and I tell you guys all the time, go and watch the videos. Whatever resonates with you and is helping you to grow, is helping you to heal, listen to it. Be careful what you listen to, because some of these people out here are, narcissists. And for those of you that are more trained, you can pick it up. A lot of you picked it up, and a lot of you email me and pick it up, and a lot of you are doing good. That's letting me know that you guys have picked it up. Some of you guys are still falling for the Hoover on videos. Some of you guys are still falling for the narcissist on videos. So you got to cut it off, because that's letting you know you still got some wounds there that need to be healed. There's some wounds there that got to be healed. And so, sorry about that, y'all. So you guys continue to watch these videos. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Also, for those of you, you got to keep in mind, some of you guys need counseling, not coaching yet. You need counseling. Counselors deal with mental health issues, meaning major depressive disorder, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, complex post-traumatic stress. Coaches who are not licensed mental health professionals, have never been to school to get boarded or are regulated by a board within a state, cannot give you advice about mental health or medication. They cannot give you advice about mental health and medication. That is against board regulations. That is against licensure in each state. Licensed mental health professionals have to follow a code of ethics, and we have to study. There's years of study that goes to being a mental health professional, psychologist, psychiatrist. These are the individuals. Some of you need to start off with counseling first. first deal with the emotional issues that you have: childhood trauma, childhood sexual abuse, childhood abuse, neglect, abandonment, foster care issues, and that has contributed to making this situation even worse, meaning post-traumatic stress. Go to a mental health professional first. That's the first thing you want to do, to regulate those emotions. And then after that has been regulated, find a coach to help you maneuver, coach you through the situation, help coach you while you're going through the court situation, help coach you out of this relationship. That's what coaches do. They're going to give you the game plan, and they're going to help you maneuver through the situation that you're in. So if you have not, if you don't have insurance, and if you are willing to pay, cash for a good counselor, go to BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen. They will give you a 10% discount. If you let them know you're having a little monetary issues, they will also assist you with grants. But when you go in there, don't say, I'm looking for a therapist that specializes in narcissist abuse. They do have articles on there. You go read, and there are articles on there that talk about narcissist abuse. They have articles on there. And there are therapists that understand that. But bring them the information by saying, do you understand domestic violence, psychological abuse, parental alienation, PTSD, complex PTSD, trauma-focused clinicians? That's what you're looking for, because that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with trauma, psychological abuse, Stockholm syndrome. Those are the things that you want to say. Ask them if they understand that. Most of them that are trauma professional understand that. They have not quite learned all the ins and outs of narcissist abuse yet, but a lot of us were already doing the work. We just didn't know that there was another language to it. We didn't know that there were words and terms, and we had to learn that part. I was doing it all along. I just didn't know that there was a whole different terms. And when I started implementing those terms, people were like, yes. I'm like, oh, this right here, fly monk. Oh, this right here. Oh, this is what this right here. Oh, this is classical conditioning. So we have the information. We just have to be taught, what is narcissist abuse and how does it relate to trauma professional. So they're out there. So go look for a professional counselor first. And in BetterHelp.com, you'll find /Dr. Carmen. You'll find it in your state, licensed professionals in your state, so you can do it from the comfort of your home, on the telephone, and wherever else you want to do counseling. And so other than that, I do offer coaching services. You're welcome to email me, and I will provide you with my rates, and I do counseling in the state of Washington. You guys, let me know, because I do have limited slots. I'm on one person. So you guys let me know, and I will provide you with that information. Also, my book, I ate right before I came on camera. But Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection, you can find it on Barnes & Noble. You can find it on Amazon.com. And I thank you guys so much for being here. You guys go, and you guys be great.